I'm always impressed by the clothing drives, food drives, and whatever it is that we do to help one another. And I see often in school how you have food drives. And I see so often all the food you bring to right in front of the school office. In fact, I think you want to get so much we can't get into the school office. And you do a great job. And I realize it's not just you, it's your mothers and your fathers who are helping you with that. And they want you to learn an important lesson about being generous, sharing what you have. And that's not always easy to do. Some of us have more, and God invites us to share more. Some of us might not have very much, but He's still inviting us to share what we have. A few weeks ago, I celebrated my birthday, and I appreciate all the prayers and thoughts people mentioned to me. And there was one family in the parish whose children are really small. They're not at school yet. They heard it was my birthday, and they thought to themselves they wanted to give me something. So they decided to give me some of their Halloween candy. And so they gave that to me, and it wasn't something I was necessarily looking for. But I must tell you, I was very touched by their generosity because they gave, it was precious. Their mother said, "Oh, Father, this was not easy." They had to give from what they had. And Halloween candy can be something we want for ourselves. But they were generous. And I let those children know the next time I saw them. I thanked them. I said, "Thank you so very much for that." They kind of looked at me. They weren't expecting any thanks. And we shouldn't have to always expect thanks. It's like the food drive. The people who are getting that food, they're not going to have a chance to thank you. But if you just know in your heart that you're being generous, that's the gift right there. And that's the thing God would want to tell you if He was telling you that, talking about that. Today we hear about St. Elizabeth of Hungary. She lived a long time ago, almost 800 years ago. But why does the Catholic Church remember her so much? Because she did small things with great love. She noticed people who were hungry. She was fortunate. She was a queen. She had a big castle, beautiful clothes, plenty of food, but there were people living around her who didn't. And they, in so many ways, needed clothing and food, and she noticed that. She talked to her husband about that. They were both very generous. Later on, her husband died when he was so young, and then she was a widow. She had 3 small children herself. She still was generous. In fact, she built a hospital for people who were sick. He built a place that people could stay as well. She died as a very young woman, only 24 when she died. But we remember her as being so generous. In fact, she's called the patron of Catholic Charities. And Catholic Charities is a group of people here in Omaha and across the country and around the world who help others who are in need, who, like you, give food to those who need it, try to find clothing for those who need it, help people with their rent who need it, all kinds of good things that they're doing. So this morning, let's be aware how Jesus invites us to be generous with nobody else needing to know, even your parents, because they're thanking you when you do good, and that's good. But after a while, you realize you don't have to do it for your parents. You don't even have to do it for your teachers. It's not just to impress someone. It's just who we are with Jesus. This is what Jesus does for us, and this is what Jesus invites us to do for others as well.